Do you believe manifesting your desires has to be complicated? That's exactly where most people go wrong. The secret to attracting anything isn't in long meditations or repeating tiring phrases in front of the mirror. In fact, the more you try, the further you push what you want away. Strange, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a technique so simple you can start right now with just a sheet of paper and a pen, and science has already proven why it works? If that sounds too good to be true, get ready, because this video might change everything you thought you knew about the law of attraction. There's a quick, simple, and, believe it, extremely powerful technique to manifest anything you want. We're not talking about something complicated that requires years of practice or elaborate rituals. It's a tool so accessible you can start today with what you already have in your hands. Sounds too good to be true, right? But that's exactly what makes it even more intriguing. The power lies in the detail almost no one notices. Most people spend their lives trying to attract abundance, love, or success, but end up getting lost in exhausting methods, long practices, lengthy visualizations, and meditations that demand time hardly anyone has. This technique requires none of that. It's practical, direct, almost like pressing a mental button that can change the course of your life. And the most surprising part? Science already explains why something so simple can produce such big results. Before I tell you what this technique is, you need to understand one thing. Manifesting isn't about fighting life. It's about aligning your mind and energy in a specific way. If you've tried the law of attraction and it didn't work, get ready, because this might be the turning point. We're about to dive into the step most people ignore, and that's where everything starts to change. And here's where many people are shocked. The technique that changes everything isn't some complicated mystical secret. It's something so simple you've probably done it without realizing it. Writing. Yes, putting on paper what you desire is one of the most powerful methods in the law of attraction. It may seem too basic, and that's exactly why so many people overlook it. The truth is, every written word is a direct command to your subconscious to start working in your favor. When you write, something extraordinary happens. Your mind stops treating your desires as a vague idea and starts registering them as a fact in the making. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity. Each repetition strengthens the neural connections that sustain this new identity. It's like learning to drive. At first, you think through every step, then it becomes automatic. Manifestation works the same way. The more you write, the more natural it feels to live it. Great thinkers always understood that everything is born in the mind before materializing. Aristotle said, "The soul never thinks without an image," and writing is giving form to that image. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, stated that clearly writing down desires is the first step to turning them into achievable goals. According to him, a vague desire never produces concrete results, reinforcing that writing creates focus and direction. In physics, Albert Einstein argued that imagination is more important than knowledge because everything that exists today was imagined first. Writing isn't just mechanical. It engages brain areas that activate this creative imagination, aligning thought and emotion. And in psychology, William James, considered the father of modern psychology, said that repetition forms habits, and habits shape realities. Exactly what happens when we write our desires daily. Modern studies confirm this. The University of California showed that writing down goals increases the likelihood of achieving them by up to 42%, because it fixes those goals in the subconscious and directs the brain's selective attention toward aligned opportunities. Great leaders, athletes, and entrepreneurs have used this principle for decades. It's not mysticism, it's neuroscience applied to co-creation. When we combine clarity, emotion, and repetition in writing, we create an almost inevitable process of materialization. But here's the detail few understand. It's not enough to just write anything, anyway. There's a specific way to write so the mind accepts this new reality without resistance. It's like entering the password to a safe. One wrong number and nothing opens. In the next step, I'll show you how to apply this technique the right way, turning every written word into a powerful co-creation trigger. Now that you know what the technique is, the question is, how do you write in a way that really works? The secret lies in 4 key elements: clarity, emotion, repetition, and the present tense. Forget phrases like "someday I want to have" or "I hope I can." That only reinforces that you don't have it. Instead, write as if it's already real. I am prosperous. I live in abundance. This language bypasses the conscious mind and makes the subconscious adopt this new identity. Even before writing, clarity is essential. The mind can't create what you can't define. Vague desires bring vague results. Phrases like, "I want a better life," aren't goals, they're loose ideas. Better how? More money, more time, better health? Without details, the law of attraction can't find a fixed point, and manifestation gets lost along the way. Clarity is like an address in a GPS. Imagine typing just, "I want to go north," and expecting to arrive at an exact destination. It won't happen. Life works the same way. Without a specific direction, you settle for any result, and most of the time, it's not what you want. That's why so many people feel nothing changes. They never decided what they truly want to experience. So before writing, stop and ask yourself, what do I really want? Visualize the details, appearance, sensations, scenes. The more specific the mental image, the stronger the vibration you emit. Clarity creates an internal filter that attracts aligned opportunities, making co-creation not just possible, but inevitable. Another powerful detail is adding emotion to the words. Don't just write for the sake of writing. Put feeling into every phrase. Imagine yourself living it. Feel the joy as if it's already true. Want a practical example? Instead of just, "I have a new car," write, "I'm so happy and grateful now that I drive my dream car with ease and comfort." See the difference? Emotion is the fuel that brings manifestation to life. Create a simple ritual. Write 3 times in the morning or before bed, calmly, without rushing, as a moment just for you. You don't need hours. 10 minutes a day is enough to activate this mental gear. This habit turns writing into a powerful command for the subconscious. And there's an element that amplifies everything: gratitude. When you express gratitude even before seeing the result, you're telling your subconscious it's already real. This completely changes your vibration because the mind can't distinguish imagination from reality. It's like saying, "It already worked," and your body responds with the chemistry of joy. That energy opens space for manifestation to flow with more lightness and ease. Want to feel this in practice? Before writing your desires, close your eyes for a minute and give thanks for what you already have: your body, your home, even that hot cup of coffee. Then, write as if your greatest desire has already happened, fueled by that sense of gratitude. That's co-creation in action. But here's where many stumble. Even knowing gratitude is essential, they fall into traps that block everything. Simple mistakes that seem harmless but can completely stop the flow of manifestation. This is where most people get stuck without realizing it. If you've tried applying the law of attraction and nothing happened, you may have fallen into one of these mistakes. The most common is writing once and never returning to the process, as if it were magic. Manifestation isn't a lottery ticket. It's a mental and energetic construction. Just like learning to play guitar, It requires repetition to become part of you. Writing only once is like going to the gym one day and expecting a perfect body. Another serious mistake is using negative or anxious language. When you write, "I don't want debt," you're sending a clear message to the subconscious: debt. The mind doesn't understand the word don't. It focuses on what comes after. Also, writing in a rush, filled with fear or desperation, creates resistance. It's like trying to plant flowers in waterlogged soil. No matter how much you want, nothing grows. And maybe the most silent mistake of all, becoming obsessed with the outcome. When you write and then spend the whole day thinking, when will this happen? You block the flow of manifestation. This energy of attachment is like shouting to the universe that you still don't have it. There's a way to avoid this, and it involves a secret almost no one applies: letting go and trusting. After you write and activate the energy of manifestation, there's a crucial step most people forget: letting go. This means stopping the suffocation of your desire with anxiety, fear, or obsession about when. The law of attraction responds to lightness, not pressure. It's like baking a cake and opening the oven every minute to see if it's ready. That impatience only delays the result and can ruin everything. Trusting means aligning with the certainty that it's already done, even if you can't see it yet. It sounds simple, but here's the truth. This is where most people get stuck. If you want to dive deeper into this concept, there's a video on the channel explaining exactly how to let go without losing focus. The link is in the description. It's worth watching because understanding this step can make the difference between attracting fast or waiting for years. When you let go, you create space for the universe to work. And it's in that space that everything starts moving toward you in ways you can't even imagine. But here's a detail few talk about. Trusting doesn't mean stopping mental action. There's an element that strengthens this trust and makes writing even more powerful: repetition. If there's a secret to turning writing into real results, it's called repetition. The human mind works through patterns, and every time you write something, you're reinforcing a new neural pathway. Science calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to create and strengthen connections based on what you repeat. The more you repeat, the more natural it feels to believe it's real. And it's that belief that powers manifestation. Think about when you learned to write your own name. At first it felt strange, but with practice, it became automatic. The same goes for any identity you want to adopt. Want prosperity? Write about it every day until it becomes as obvious to your mind as your name. That's how you turn a simple act into a mental pattern capable of changing your life completely. So don't underestimate the power of repetition. 10 minutes a day is enough to reprogram how you think, feel, and act. It's like training your mind to operate at a new level of abundance and certainty. Now that you know all the elements of this technique: clarity, emotion, gratitude, detachment, and repetition, it's time to apply them. And this is where the most important part comes in: action. As Aristotle said, knowledge without practice is useless because only action turns theory into reality. So tell me, will you keep waiting for life to change on its own? Or will you use this simple technique to start creating the reality you want? What's the first thing you want to manifest in the next 30 days? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. And remember, nothing changes without action. Grab a notebook today and start applying everything you've learned. Oh, and if this content made sense to you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because there's a lot more coming about the law of attraction, manifestation, and co-creation. See you in the next video.